Welcome to Week in Geek, your new comics preview for February 1st, 2012. I'm Mike Ortiz.
And I'm the Chris Brown.
So what do you got?
Well, before we go into what we got, I would like to say really quickly. So this morning I'm getting dressed. I'm trying to throw some things on, and I've decided I'm not wearing any corporate logos or any nonsense anymore on the show. I want to wear stuff we're promoting.
Right.
And that sort of thing. So unfortunately, I was stuck with, this was the only thing I had, was my Jesus Rises shirt here. So again, I'll tell you guys over and over again, if you want us wearing stuff on the show, send us a t-shirt. You can send it to 28059 John R. Road, Madison Heights, Michigan, 48071. I take about a medium or a large. What are you?
I'm a 2X, but I'm only going to wear it if it's cool.
Okay, so he's more picky than me. I'm a shameless whore.
He is.
I'll wear whatever as long as it's not inappropriate.
Yeah.
If it's, although I did just say shameless whore, but all the same, if it's not totally inappropriate, I'll wear it on the show. So go ahead and send us t-shirts. I don't even have to, if you've watched this show, that's cool. I don't have to know you personally. Mm-hmm. We can build a relationship from there, and I'll promote your stuff. Let's do this.
He's just trying to get a new wardrobe.
Well, they're wearing a lot of clean shirts today. No, that's not true. Just didn't want to wear anything corporate. I want to wear, let's keep this grassroots. So, all right,
I wear no logos.
Well, see, there you go. And I'm shameless. I'm more shameless than you.
So, what do you got?
All right, I'm going to start out with Avengers X Sanction number 3. Right now it's just it's a big action book.
More fighting,
but
big fighting.
Yeah, big fighting. The Hulk with a machine gun.
Ooh.
I'm usually someone who likes more substance, but right now, I don't know. With the books I'm reading, I'm rather enjoying heroes punching each other. Mm-hmm. I think this book has been pretty fun. The first issue, I was like, well, it was kind of fluff. And then the second issue, there was a little more, but it was kind of fluff. But we're building up to our big Avengers versus X-Men, which are already 2 months until. They're already going to hype the crap out of that.
Oh, yeah.
But, I'm looking forward to this book. The first 2 issues have been fun. Which brings us to the third issue, another book that's just punch 'em up nonsense, which I thought the first 2 issues were fun. The Defenders number 3. I know there are a couple of my guys, Eric Schmidt and Brian Hacker, both were saying that they didn't like it because they didn't feel like there was enough in there. They also didn't like the little running commentary at the bottom.
Love that.
I do too. The continued next page following Damian Hellstrom and Loki. What could go wrong? Journey into Mystery. It makes me think of the books I read when I was a little kid, and the fact that this is done with the Marvel method, which we talked about with the first issue. The second issue, I felt that more than ever. I really felt like it was pictures, and then they were filling in the dialogue. But then it gets to about the 7th page, and it started cooking better. Yeah. I like it. It's fun. It's a fun book, which is what I'm craving right now. Then we do Fear Itself, the Fearless, number 8 of 12. Best thing come out of Fear Itself so far. This race to get the hammers is on. I kind of like that they're bringing in some of these more obscure characters. Looks like we got Hellstrom right there. It's kind of a sin story. Red Skull, but there's heroes. Red Hulk once again has the powers of Wolverine. He can be in every book, and I believe he's in like the first 3 that I mentioned here. Or that's Red She-Hulk in the Defenders. Yeah, Red Hulks everywhere, though. Except in this next one, which is Justice League International. Get into our new 52s. I've really been liking this book. I think we finished up the previous story arc, and we're cooking forward into the next thing here. Batman's still making his presence known. He's on the cover. We got After Triumph, there will come tragedy. So, okay, were they killing somebody? They trying to make us feel like we're just getting to know these people. We'll see what happens. Kind of looking forward to it. This is a book that I enjoy. I think all the Justice League books have been good so far. Just fun reads, entertaining reads. Then Lock and Key Clockworks, number 4. Admittedly, I'm behind on this entire story arc. I think this is one I'm just going to have to sit down and read all of them when they finish it up. We're getting to the point now where 9 issues, it's all over. Great book. Fantastic book. Great storytelling. I really like Joe Hill. I'm really kind of bummed out that this TV show didn't fly.
Yeah.
And we've yet to see that pilot. And I apparently don't have enough connections that have gotten me a copy. If you watch the show and you have a copy, 28059. Nothing bootleg. Hopefully, let's pretend like we got some executives out there. 28059 John R. Road.
If an executive wants to sell me a copy, I'll buy it.
Yeah, I'm with him. Absolutely. If we can get a real deal copy, let us know.
I'll download it from iTunes or whatever, but I will pay money to see Lock and Key. I paid money to watch that Aquaman pilot, and that sucked.
I still haven't seen that. Then we've got The Punisher, issue number 8. I've made it 8 months into Punisher.
Wow.
I like this book. It's The Punisher is more of a force of nature. It's the other characters that are involved, the detectives and the other characters he's been introducing. This, as I'm flipping through, I don't even see The Punisher at all. It's been great stuff, though. Greg Rucka can write a crime tale. He's writing a heck of one right now. Really, really like it. Let me see where... Okay. My next one here, Sergio Aragone's Funnies. It's like Mad Magazine in the 80s. Mm-hmm. It's the Mad Magazine I loved when I was a kid. It's got some funny little jokes. Like we discussed before, he's a cartoonist. Mm-hmm. That's what he does well. He tells very good stories. There are just some fun things. Sometimes there's some little historical bits. Sometimes there's, some autobiographical bits. There's, just the little one-off page deals, kind of like you'd get out of Mad Magazine. If you liked that stuff and you like Sergio Aragone's, and I don't know why you wouldn't, Sergio Aragone's Funnies. It's not a continuous thing. It's you can just pick up an issue and read it. Then The Strange Talent of Luther Strode. Love this book.
You've been singing the praises of this since issue 1.
Love this book. In the last issue, I don't want to spoil anybody's fun, but it's very much like The Dark Knight, where Batman has to make a choice and probably makes not the choice he was bargaining for. That's essentially what happens in that last issue. He makes a choice. The villain confronts him. He's got to go save the person he cares about. He goes to the person he cares about, and the villain's gone to someone else. So kind of interesting. Can he make it? The villain, or we don't even know if it's the villain. It's certainly the antagonist. The antagonist is a better word. Can he get there in time? The antagonist is not really trying to beat him. He wants him to come to his way of doing things. Then we've got Sweet Tooth. Jeff Lemire. This thing is still kicking butt. Just a really good, interesting story. He does lots of things to turn it on its ear with each story arc. Just when you think you knew what was going on, he flips things. Mm-hmm. These characters, are the older gentleman, Jeopard. There are moments where you don't like him, and then there are moments where you like him, and he takes you on this roller coaster ride. But not everybody's going to be, as always doing the right thing. And what is the right thing in an apocalyptic world where there are animal kids? Then we've got a book here that we've been waiting for a long time, and I'm looking forward to reading it. The 12, number 9, by J. Michael Straczynski. Interesting that he's come back to Marvel after picking a fight with the Amazing Spider-Man editorial staff. It was a good story, and I really liked it. But Straczynski, just play nice with the other kids.
Yeah,
just play nice.
Just finish the book.
Yeah, before you pick a fight with the Spider-Man editorial, why don't you finish the other book you were working on? And as I'm making fun of him now, I would laugh if we get 9, 10, and 11 and he holds out on 12 on us. That's my prediction right here. We probably won't see the end of this thing.
Yeah, probably not.
What do you got?
Either that or just Mephisto will show up. Fix everything.
And he'll have a pie chart.
Yeah. I'm going to start off with Action Comics number 6. As I've said many times, this is one of my favorites, if not my favorite, of the New 52 books.
I think it's been great.
We take a break from the kind of early years of Superman, jump up by, I guess it's the present, could be the future, could be some other time frame. But the jeans and t-shirt are gone. He's got the shiny metal costume. And the adult members of the Legion of Superheroes.
Oh, cool.
So we're going to learn a little bit more. It looks like they do show a little bit of stuff from the past. A little bit more about Superman's relationship with the Legion in the new this new universe.
Don't they have to be a little careful with that, with the whole Superboy origin?
Well, young Superman is perfectly fine.
Okay.
To be part of this, I think.
All right.
It also is going to talk about Kryptonite a bit, because obviously we haven't seen what Kryptonite is or does in this new world. Right. So, again, we're getting a little bit more of what our modern Superman is going to be by Grant Morrison and Andy Kubert. Next up, Amazing Spider-Man. I don't really know what's going on. I haven't read the last issue yet. We've got some Humberto Ramos artwork. It looks like we are getting kind of set up for this big Dr. Octopus storyline, Sinister Six return stuff. But it's Dan Slott. Dan Slott's been doing a great job. This book's a lot of fun. And if you are a Spider-Man fan, this is a good time to read the book.
Agreed.
Next up, Animal Man. That's
one of my favorites out of the New 52.
This has been really solid. This has been
that and Swamp Thing.
It looks like we've got some new artwork on this. John Paul Leon, maybe.
Oh, okay.
So wow, even
I know there were some people that were not liking.
I had issues with Travel Foreman. Steve Pugh came on. He's a great artist, and now this even better. So
that's good.
So yeah, we've got Animal Man, and it looks like we're looking a little bit at Buddy's brief acting or stuntman career. At least Buddy Baker is Red Thunder on the cover. But yeah, this has been one of the surprises, one of the highlights of the New 52. Animal Man, great to see that this character, which has for a long time was just kind of ignored outside of what Grant Morrison did, is finally getting some love again. Next up is Fatale, what should have been an Icon book, or what would have been an Icon book a while back, but instead is now at Image Comics. This is basically Lovecraftian noir.
Yeah.
And if you like either of those things, or Ed Brubaker or Sean Phillips.
That first issue was great. It built a neat mystery, the lost novel of the writer. And
strange.
It's his first novel that was unpublished, and then you get all this other gangster weirdness.
Yeah, I mean, it is a weird blend of genres that actually works very, very well.
Brubaker can pretty much do whatever he wants, though.
Yeah. That's why Brubaker has been getting as of this week.
Oh, does he? Did he have one?
Gets his own title card.
Awesome.
Next up is Invincible. This book just keeps getting better.
Absolutely.
Basically, the plan to potentially eradicate all life on Earth, to get rid of the Viltrumites. Kid Omni-Man thinks it's not a bad idea. So
he's never cared about the humans.
He hasn't. He's
not human.
And he's actually being reasonable and rational, because the price of the potential of destroying the human race to get rid of the greatest scourge the galaxy has ever seen, objectively, is not that bad a thing.
And they don't know it's going to wipe out the humans. It might not.
So
but they think the risk is willing to take.
Yeah.
And seeing Mark as the bad guy who's actually making all the good decisions is really interesting.
And so those two stories kind of dovetailing with.
And then what's his name showed up at the last one? One of the Viltrumite, the lead Viltrumite.
Yeah. So this has been a really interesting book for me. Heroes and villains that are kind of morally ambiguous, where you can kind of see where they're coming from. Those always make the best stories. And that's what this book really has been about. Really kind of stretching back a while. You didn't really see Kirkman putting the pieces for this storyline in place, but they were there. Fantastic job. Next up, Irredeemable. This is kind of the beginning of a new story arc. They had the crossover with Incorruptible, where we learned the origins of the Plutonian. Well, now we see where everything goes from there. So, this is kind of a new start for the book. I don't know where it's going to go. But, Mark Waid finally kind of got in, gave you the stuff that you've been craving for a couple of years, and now let's see where he takes the book. Next up is Red Lanterns. I have a lot of fun with this.
Okay.
I'm really surprised that I like this as much as I do. And it is primarily because Peter Milligan's just a really solid writer.
Yes,
and
he
this
is.
This is a good kind of dark, twisted, superhero-ish thing. So, what really should have been an easy one-note book has actually been a little bit more interesting, as he's been given the opportunity to turn the Red Lanterns into more of an interesting group than just a bunch of guys who vomit blood. It looks like we've got the human Red Lantern here making his debut, and it looks like Guy Gardner shows up at the end, who was also a Red Lantern, as you may recall. So now the Red Lanterns looks like a lot of them can talk now. They've made them a little bit more interesting, a little bit more real characters. Yes. So it's been a tight book. Next up, Swamp Thing, another one of the really, really solid launches out of the New 52, and
Scott Snyder.
Oh God, this is just some absolutely stunning artwork in here.
Yeah, who is that?
Is this Yannick Paquette? Marco Rudy.
I knew Paquette had left.
And fantastic stuff here. This
really cool.
is really, really getting to the heart of the Alan Moore, Rick Veitch era of Swamp Thing. Len Wein, that stuff too. but still very modern.
Well, exploring the green and the red, you know, I like the way they're getting into what they're trying to establish. They're getting into it and digging deep and
really doing a good job building a cohesive mystic end of the DC universe.
Yes.
And I find myself playing in that end of the universe a little bit more than the superheroes these days.
Me too.
Mostly because they've been gone from the DC universe for so long.
Yes.
Next up, Uncanny X-Force. I don't know what's going on in this because they keep double shipping this book and I'm behind. But they're double shipping a great book. It looks like we got more Captain Britain stuff. Okay. And, you know, it's pretty crazy. This is for what you would think would be just like the dark assassin team that would be pretty straightforward. There's an awful lot of dimension hopping in this book. I mean, these are cosmic assassins.
Well, is it Remender, right?
It's Rick Remender.
Well, that's right.
Yeah, this isn't them running around bumping off, you know, mutants in the streets of New York. Now the Captain Britain Corps is here. They went to the Age of Apocalypse. I mean, this is really a fun take on this idea. I mean, they've tried this with X-Force several times, but I think making it grounded and gritty made it kind of boring. Taking characters who are really grounded and gritty and throwing them into cosmic situations and having them beat the crap out of them, that actually is a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Next up, Uncanny X-Men. You know,
that cover.
It really is an X-Men renaissance because they are dealing in this book with the ramifications of what happened in X-Force.
Okay.
With all of the stuff with Apocalypse, the fallout from that. You know, certainly the fall. You know, Angel and the young Apocalypse are now in the Wolverine and the X-Men book. The evolution, the world that was evolved in X-Force and kind of abandoned. Now the X-Men are dealing with that. So we really are seeing a very tight, cohesive X-Men universe right now, and it's working very well. And honestly, Kieran Gillen's just been doing a fantastic job on this book. So yeah, more X-Men adventures. Now they're sort of cleaning up the messes left by X-Force. And that's my stack.
Alrighty, which I believe then brings me to the top of my stack. Which should be of no surprise to anyone.
No surprise.
Betrayal of the Planet of the Apes, number 404. This is the end of our young Zaius story arc, you know, with the talking human. And so what I like is how they're going to bring us to the Zaius that we know now. Mm-hmm. And I like it. It's really fun. I'm having a great time with it. After this one, I can't remember what the other one is. They just solicited in the January catalog. There's another Zaius story coming. I think they realized they got something good here.
Yeah.
We want more Zaius.
Dr. Zaius.
Help us, Dr. Zaius. And the artwork is amazing. You know, Gabriel Hardman just does a fantastic job. I believe he's writing the next one.
I think he's co-writing this too, I believe.
Is he? Okay, let's
Karina Becco is his wife.
Oh, okay. So I believe they're writing again. He's not doing the art on the next one, no, I don't think.
Unfortunate, but still a solid book.
Absolutely, yeah, great stuff. All that Planet of the Apes stuff's been fun.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we got a Planet of the Apes renaissance.
Yeah.
You know, Rise of the Apes, I was afraid it was going to step on the toes of, and it didn't.
No.
It was just a wonderful companion piece. Like, it's just over here. It's doing its own thing. And then Boom is now taking my Planet of the Apes that I love so much and doing some great things.
It's monkey time.
Damn right. What do you got there?
Well, my top of the stack is Winter Soldier number 1. This is Ed Brubaker and Butch Guice. You know, I'm still enjoying the Captain America book. But it has, ever since Steve came back, really ever since it kind of switched back to the original numbering and then lost the original numbering, it's gone back to being a very traditional superhero book. Whereas the first couple of years, really, of Brubaker's run, it was a little bit darker, more of an espionage book.
Absolutely.
And it was fantastic. I think it was the best book Marvel was publishing in its time. Still a good book.
Yeah.
But, you know, they changed the tone. This is the tone that I think everybody came to love on that book.
Yes.
Especially, this is Bucky Cap without the Cap
Well, it's the Winter Soldier, and everyone was having I think a lot of people who were reading that Cap book were loving those aspects of it. Mm-hmm. And he blended it so well where he introduces you to Bucky as the Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
Those were great stories. He did that one shot, which was great. And then he, eventually makes him Captain America. Now we get that version of Bucky back.
So I've been waiting for this book.
Me too.
I I was skeptical when he got killed in Fear Itself.
I couldn't believe they did that.
There's no way that they would basically off the character and take him out of Ed Brubaker's hands and let him get bumped off in a Matt Fraction book. I'm like, Ed Brubaker started the story. He gets to finish it, and now he's going to finish it here. So I've been waiting for this book ever since it was announced.
Me too.
This is the Captain America book that I loved. I mean, the one now is still good, but this was the one that really kind of reinvented the character for me. And now they're going to bring that magic to the Winter Soldier. So that's my top pick.
Actually, that would have been my top pick.
Yeah.
He took that one from me. But I think with that is your Week in Geek.